What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother King Mo Jackson for the donation to the channel via the Cash App. Much respect to him for showing love once again to Too Raw for TV. Alright, so this is a question that I got from one of my subscribers, and that is, he asked me, like, who do I think is going to win the NBA championship this season, the 2023-24 NBA season. And I know that if you were to poll the mainstream media, well, we already know who their favorite is to win it, but it's the difference between who you want to win it and who's going to win it. And even though they try to manipulate the results as much as possible, usually it doesn't work, you know. Usually it doesn't work for the media when they're trying to, you know what I'm saying, help a particular team, make it a little bit more likely to go further, and in their eyes, maybe get a title, but it doesn't work. I don't think there's any particular team that is head and shoulders above any other team as far as being able, as far as being favorites to win a championship. I mean, you go into the Eastern Conference, I think that the favorites are teams like the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, and I would throw the Philadelphia 76ers in there, you know. But I have to see Joel Embiid play at an MVP level when it matters in the postseason, not in a December or February regular season game against, you know what I'm saying, a team that's, you know, one of the worst teams in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to Joel Embiid, I'm done being impressed by some regular season, you know, 40 or 50 point games. I need to see that MVP level replicated during the postseason. I'm not even talking about 40 or 50 point games. Just your basic 27-13 or 27-10 performances. But anyway, going out to the West, I want to say the Denver Nuggets are still in the equation. I know they were without Jamal Murray for quite a while, but I still think Denver's going to be in the mix. I don't think the Lakers are legitimate. I've never been, you know, so I've never really been convinced that they are a title contending team. I don't think that team is really all that good. Although I do have to say, over the past month, Anthony Davis has been balling. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors, I think that their championship run is over. I think that we're going to see some big changes to that team coming up very soon by the trade deadline. Just trying to think. I guess in the Western Conference, you know, you got to look at, you know, I think the Clippers are getting their act together. I think they're getting their act together. You know, whenever you stop seeing the Clippers being mentioned by the media, usually that means the Clippers are playing well. The Kings are young, but I don't think they're championship, you know, medal. The Suns are pretenders. So, you know, I'm just trying to think of teams in the West. Quite honestly, out of all the teams in the West, the Clippers come to mind. It's just a matter of health and them playing at a sustained high level when it really matters. Let's look at the Western Conference right quick in the NBA. The Timberwolves got the best record in the NBA at 20-5. I don't think that they're a championship team. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that they're at that level yet. But I do think they're a team that could possibly maybe even get as far as the Western Conference Finals. But I think that their youth and their lack of experience in the playoffs ultimately will come back to harm them or bite them. If they had more veteran presence on that team, as far as, leaders, I don't know, maybe something could happen. I mean, you never know. You never know, something could happen, but I just don't think that they're a championship team. But I do think that they're a team that's going to do, barring injury, a lot. They're going to go a lot further than they did last year. The Thunder are 17-8, but I don't think they're a championship team. The Nuggets could do something. The Clippers, like I said, they've turned things around. Dallas is one of those teams that could get hot at the right moment and maybe, shock a lot of people down the stretch. But to be honest with you, I'm looking at all these teams in the West. And the West, which used to be a powerhouse conference, there's a lot of duds and pretenders in the West right now, man. The Warriors, like I said, they're just old. The Suns are basically the Western Conference versions of the Nets from KD's and Kyrie tenure. Right now, the one team that I would look forward to as far as like in the West, like the team I think that's a sleeper right now, is the Clippers. So if I had to take a guess right now as far as Western Conference Finals, I would go with Timberwolves and Clippers. As weird as that might sound, I would go with Timberwolves and Clippers. In the East, I think that even though I'm a Bucks fan, I kind of give the edge to the Boston Celtics. They just match up very well against the Milwaukee Bucks. If I had to say the Eastern Conference Finals, I would say Bucks and Celtics. And in order for the Bucks to win, I think the Bucks bench has to be productive. Giannis has to make the right basketball decisions, cut down on his turnovers. He has to be efficient. Dame has to be offensively efficient, not just score a lot of points, but actually be efficient. And I think be more of a playmaker and get others involved. And they have to execute down the stretch. You can't go through these little stretches where they can't score. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the Bucks in the playoffs irritate me with that because during the regular season they're averaging over 120 a game, but then sometimes during the postseason the Bucks have these stretches where they can't fucking score, and it catches up to them. But anyway, it's just my take, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's any particular team that's going to win it all. Like there's no team I look at in the NBA right now where I say, okay, that team's going to win it. I don't see that. Do want to mention Orlando in the Eastern Conference. There's always each year like this one team that you got to look at and say, okay, they're this team that could potentially upset the whole entire apple cart in the Eastern Conference. I guess you got to throw the Miami Heat out there just because of the fact they've been in the finals 2 of the last 3 seasons. But at the same time, was that 2 out of the last 4 seasons? 2 of the last 4 seasons. But at the same time, I don't think Miami's a contender this year. I don't think they're going to have this magical run like they did last year or back in 2020. That's my take. Tell me what you guys think.